What's up, y'all? Over the past couple of days, there's been two major mass shootings, and I don't know what's really going on in the world today. They have one person in custody at the Brown University shooting, and then a mass shooting in Australia on a beach just occurred as well. I believe they have a suspect or a person of interest in custody for that mass shooting. People are losing their minds, and this is happening way too often for comfort. Mental illness is a real thing, and there are people who are mentally ill in this world. Out of the billions of people in the world, you have to understand that there's going to be quite a few mentally ill people living amongst us. This is why as you travel, as you go to work, as you carry on your day-to-day activities, you have to understand that anything can happen to you or your family at any given time. That is the reality of the world today. So I'm not sure exactly the full details on both shootings yet. So let us see exactly what happened in the Brown University shooting, and then they're going to lead you into the Australia beach shooting.
Following another deadly mass shooting, this one in Australia, where police say two gunmen opened fire on Sydney's famous Bondi Beach, killing at least 11 people. One of the suspects also is dead. Another is in custody. NBC's Raph Sanchez
so it's two
is following
suspects.
the latest developments for us. Raph, what more can you tell us?
Well, Willie, Australian authorities are calling this a terrorist attack targeting the Jewish community as it was celebrating the first night of Hanukkah. Here's what we know. As you said, two gunmen opened fire with long guns. There are at least 11 people killed, including one of the shooters. The second gunman is in custody in critical condition, and authorities are now investigating whether a third individual was potentially involved. Now, amid the horror, there was also heroism. There is a video that is a little difficult to watch, but I want to show it to you in just a second here. You see, if we have that video, you see the man in white there running up and tackling that suspected gunman. There is a struggle, and you can see he appears to wrestle what looks like a shotgun out of that man's hands. Now, the individual in white has not at this point been identified, but local leaders are hailing what they say were extraordinary acts of personal courage by people who just...
This man is very courageous. I saw a clip of this video on social media, and I was not sure exactly what was going on because there was no context behind it. They didn't show this man tackling the shooter. They just showed this man in the white shirt having the gun pointed at the man in the black shirt, and I was wondering what's going on. Why are they calling him a hero? But this is how a certain narrative can be painted. This is how a narrative can be painted for you, because you see a short clip and you don't have the context. Based on the title, you make up whatever story, whatever narrative it is in your mind, and that's exactly what happened when I saw this video. But now that I have the full context, this man is definitely a hero, because there's no telling how many people this man in black actually got off of this planet. We don't know. And we do know that there are two shooters, and as they said, one of them is deceased, the other one is in critical condition. Here's the crazy part about this entire event is that Australia, they do not allow you to have firearms. They do not allow you to practice your 2A rights. Citizens cannot own firearms in Australia. They took all of the firearms away years ago, and they melted them. So when something like this happens, there's not too many people who can protect themselves. They have to wait on the police to come. And this man here jumped into action. He rushed the man with the firearm that was deleting other people on the beach. Disgusting. I'm surprised he didn't take the man out. Should he have? In my opinion, most definitely. And he would have been justified for doing it. It's crazy how we record everything nowadays. everything is captured on camera.
Jumped in at the scene. It is very likely that that man saved some lives by appearing to disarm that gunman. We know that at least 29 people were taken to hospital. Among them are 2 police officers. Authorities are saying police were on the scene and engaging in a gun battle with these shooters within just minutes. Police are also saying that they found a car linked to the killed gunman, which does appear to contain improvised explosive devices. Now, the bomb squad there in Sydney is probing that vehicle. They are looking for more clues. They are looking for more details about the motives. And Willie, a massive police investigation is now underway, but we can already say at this point that this is one of the worst gun massacres in Australian history.
This is definitely a terroristic attack, and we can tell that, as they said, the Jewish community was targeted. First day of Hanukkah, and this is not the way to start it. It's unfortunate that so many people had to lose their lives because of some mentally ill individuals. Now, I did see another video online showing several people laying on the beach with jackets and shirts over their faces. Why? Because they were gone. Yes, and I saw there were several ones. In 2025, everything gets recorded. There's nothing that you and I can do that will not be recorded by either CCTV or by citizens. People have their camera phones and they're going to record. Everyone has a camera nowadays, even the babies. Everyone's going to record events that happen. When I saw this video, I just said, wow, you could see these people leaking. Whether it was from their head, from the chest, you can see them leaking. We become desensitized to a lot of this shit that goes on. We become desensitized to the violence. We become desensitized to these images. And so when things like this happen, people will just go about their business. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's just another day in Australia. And it's a sad case that this had to happen to these people and they had to lose their lives. The other individuals that are involved, they're disgusting. And I hope they throw whoever survived under the jail. Then they had explosives in the vehicle, which means that they were planning an even bigger event.
Well,
just terrifying images there at one of the favorite places, not just in Australia, but in the world. As you say, a Jewish celebration, the first night of Hanukkah, some 1,000 people gathered there. And it just gives you chills, breathtaking to watch the heroism of that one man to disarm one of the gunmen, but not before, as you say, 11 people were killed. So where will this investigation, Raf, go now from here? You have one of the gunmen dead. You have one, as you say, in critical condition. There were improvised devices, bomb disposal units being dispatched there. Clearly, this was planned, a long time coming. What are the next steps here?
Yeah, so Willie, we are heading into the nighttime now in Australia, but you have a massive crime scene along Bondi Beach now.
They say there was a gun buyback, but the citizens of Australia had no options. They had to turn their firearms in. As you heard, that massacre, it deleted 30 people, which is very sad. And so once that happened, that was a reason for the Australian government to take everyone's firearms away. As I told you earlier, they melted them. That's exactly what happened. It wasn't a buyback. The citizens had to give their guns in. They had to turn them in. And once the government got them, they melted the guns. And only police officers are allowed to have firearms. And you can say that if someone on the beach had a firearm, they could have protected some of the other people. We could have stopped so many people from being deleted. But at the same time, could have, should have, we never know. Because things like this should not be occurring anyway.
World, but especially in Australia, where gun violence is unusual. As you say, they have one of the suspected gunmen in custody. They are describing him as being in critical condition. We don't know if at some point they are going to be able to interrogate this individual to find out more about the planning, about the motivation here, but they will be scouring the social media accounts of the people that were involved. They will be looking at the weapons, and of course,
that man who tackled this villain in black should have been very careful, because let's say you're a police officer and you arrive on the scene. You see him, you're not going to see this man in black wearing armor, because that's a vest he has on. What are you going to look at? the man with the firearm, with the long rifle. You believe that's the perpetrator, the person taking out so many people on the beach. So then you may either open fire on him or fix your attention on the wrong person while this man in body armor gets away. So yes, he had to be very careful as to place the gun on the ground. That's exactly why he did that. But at the same time, he could not do it while this man wearing body armor was within arm's reach, because then he would have just grabbed the gun, back up, picked it up off the ground, and used it on the Good Samaritan. This man definitely deserves a medal of honor to me. He deserves a medal for what he did. He probably saved a lot of lives.
The two individuals who were dressed in black firing those long guns from a bridge, an elevated position down onto the crowds below. You can see one of the gunmen there on that bridge firing what appears.
I don't understand why people do shit like this. Y'all gotta help me out. What's the objective? To take out as many people as possible? You're either going to end up losing your life anyway. They have you on camera, everything is recorded, so it doesn't matter what it is you do or where you end up. If you think you got away, trust and believe they're going to catch you later on anyway. So these people usually take themselves out, the cops take them out, or you get locked up. Either way, you're going to lose your life. So what's the objective here? What is the point behind some of these mass shootings? Once you take out 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13 people, does it make sense for you to lose your life after you've taken out all these people? Do you think that you're a martyr? What do you get out of this? I guess that would be a question for these mentally ill people, because you have to be mentally ill in order to do shit like this. And there are so many people that are mentally ill walking amongst us. This is why you must be careful. You must protect your families. If you need to train your families to get away in situations like this, that's what you need to do. Some people may think, oh yeah, that's a little bit too excessive. You don't have to train your family to get out of situations like this, because it doesn't happen to everyone. You're absolutely right. It doesn't happen to everyone. But you want to know what's crazy? Is that I would rather be prepared than not. Because it can happen to you at any time. Or it can happen to your neighbor, your mother, your father, or anyone else in your family. Either way, I always say I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.